We're gonna see if the light lets me work with it for a minute to get our last episode out. So we were talking about life partnerships and working with life partnerships and romance. And romance is something that obviously inner child adults bring to each other. If you're curious about what else we talked about, look at some of the episodes of today. And so, with that being said, if you are able to be your authentic self, you bring to the table all that you are emotionally, mentally, physically. Nobody brings a mood and has the expectation of the mood needing to go down. That's not how it works. Functional adults are going to say, okay, we're bringing the mood up. That's it. We're not going to keep the mood down, because the whole point of socially gathering together and the being around each other is to lift each other up higher. Now, the part is also, I support those who want to tap into their infinite higher human conscious potential experience, and I navigate that. And the people that are around me, they're always navigating as well the capacity to be functional adults. Now that means we're not bringing our reactivity. We are bringing conversations, we're bringing enjoyment, we're bringing all of the emotions. So we talk about it, though, not as laundry in the body. We don't talk about it as hard. The whole point of you doing personal development and self-help is that you learn to make inner growth mindset words easy, motions easy, because you expand your capacity to use the resiliency that your embodied brain gives you. So integration of brain is something that people can work towards, okay, in time, and we support each other. 5D relationships here at IHP. So life partnership is till death do us part, sickness and in health, rich and poor, and that means personality disorders and not personality disorders. We don't demonize, and we don't romanticize, and we don't pathologize, and we don't do armchair diagnosing, but we will notice each other's patterns. And so amongst each other, we might talk about these patterns that we notice. Now, with a partner, that's very different. Depends what type of partnership you began. Okay, are you friends? Are you more than just friends? Is this a situationship? Are you polyamory? Are you monoamory? Okay, so all of these equations obviously matter in different ways. For those of us who have compersion, we know very easily how to share our partner and our partners, and that's because it's not me trying to attach. Okay, so I'm a solo poly. I'm my own safe haven, secure base. I know how to regulate my nervous system when I'm upset. And I know how to go off and reach and do whatever I want to do in secure base time, 24 hours. Now, when it comes to being around people, of course, we have a herd. So we get to be supported, like in moments of my panic attacks or when I'm afraid of dying because I don't want to die, not because I'm afraid of terror, no, but I don't enjoy that capacity to know it's our secondary consciousness. So doesn't weigh me down. As a child, I would wake up and be upset, and I learned how not to be thanks to Marcus Aurelius. But my point of sharing this is that we have partners in our life, the ones of us who are emotionally aware and mentally aware. We want people that know how to fly, not Eeyores. Eeyores are for people who want to be Eeyores. Or I shouldn't say want to, they don't believe that attachment therapy and trauma therapy and therapy can help them. They don't believe in the statistics. They must not be following the right people, FYI. But we're going to leave it alone, because Nutshell Lady gets criticized for sharing good information on how to work through panic attacks. I'm just saying, there's plenty of people that they don't accept what is being told of how they can expand their window of tolerance, and then to work with the trauma charges and or what comes up. There's also uneducated spiritual bypassers, mantles of mental health, mantles of yoga, and mantles of spirituality overall, as well as the savior complex therapists and stuff like that. There are also people who organize events with psychedelics, with sexuality, in the absence of having good childhood trauma therapists that know their shit in those events. And so we have people who are basically Stromboli from Pinocchio land. Because if you're a Stromboli, you're doing things in a way that is not going to make sure to share mental hygiene, mental health, to allow people to know about Bessel van der Kolk, the body keeps the score, the Lisa lady, the mind keeps account, and then Peter Levine, your body is, we want it to be able to contain what comes up, otherwise we're going to break that window of tolerance, then that means you're going to be re-traumatizing because you're now offline. Come on in, Stephen Porges, with the polyvagal theory. And it's a theory he's still proving, but I'm saying there's enough education to show what structural dissociation is, what happens, and that those who do not have secure attachment have a fragmented self for the disorganized, a confused self for the ambivalent categories and patterns, and then we got for the avoidant, disconnected. They can all work with their patterns and their adaptive child and their attachment and get into earned secure attachment. And therefore to find their whole self, and that's who we're talking about and where we're talking. So we're talking about people who are self-aware, accountable, self-regulating. And they're not going to be, for example, avoidant. Basically they disappear. They're closed-hearted and they just disappear. They want to be independent, emotionally, physically, all of it. They learn to be hyper-independent, but they close people out. And so they effectively they're not with you once you're away or they're gone. They know how to be all by themselves. Confused, they consistently try to check in a way that's very anxious. The fragmented, they want attachment and then they battle it because they had terror and or fright. But all of these categories, once you've made sense of your attachment category and pattern, that's the first step to where you can now, okay, I know where I come from and I know where I'm going to go, and I'm going to get to the same secure attachment and whole self that everybody else has, or that basically is our birthright. Okay, so here's your 1-year-old wanted that, mine wanted it, mine got it. For the disorganized, they move first from fragmented self and this nervous system of safety behavior, so the fight, flight, fright, attach, cry, collapse, submit, and then their attachment system. So they move out of being afraid of it. They learn how to notice this. This is the part of the person who works with themselves to stay in the relationship. And FYI, it's the psych education that helps them to make sense of what's going on. That they would run away with fear from true love, it's because it's true love. There's your 1-year-old feels like this isn't true and I was frightened by my first year. Okay, so anyways, life partnerships and romance, it's all about people being able to be aware of their self for one, and then to bring that to the picture, and for that mood not to be something we project. So while I see definitely people online, the ones that are doing a good job at sharing with you what it looks like to heal are people that have shared, for example, stories with me, borderline personality. I got a person who, when they found out their diagnoses, their fiance broke up with them. They're monoamory. Go figure, right? Isn't it till death does part, sickness and in health, right? Life, all that good stuff. So I was raised with all of it, and I learned to see how, whether man, woman, or they, people who don't know how to do romance, they don't know love. They know lust. Oh yeah, they think lust is very interesting. That's not interesting, to say the least. But we get it because of those movies that make people think that push and pull is something that is equal to love. No, push and pull is unfinished business for people who don't know their self or what they want. Healthy self-worth people will know what they want. They want people who know how to walk a straight line, but it's also to be an open heart. And so with that being said, the true self is the open heart. And when you have personality disorder, it's healable. Childhood trauma, again, healable. Developmental trauma, healable. It's a person who works with their self and then works with partner and or partners, and moving into consistent contingent communication equals I'm a safe haven to me and to you, and then vice versa, and secure base. And that's what an actual partnership is. Now, people talk about that, and that's because you decide, okay, even if we're not couple-centric or couple-focused, we want to decide, are we going to build that home together? Because I want to or I don't want to. So this is what, for the polyamory community, you all probably know this, but if you don't, there's talking about it. If you don't talk about logistics, you're not really moving into a romantic life partnership. For monoamory, it's automatic, right? That's where they already know that they will be talking at some point or another about let's move in, let's do this, because they're couple-centric, couple-focused. And actually for polyamory, there's different types. So the solo poly is not couple centric or couple focused, but that's not because they don't have the potential to. It's just because of having their own capacity to be that safe haven, secure base. And I'm using words from the Jessica Fern Poly Secure book. So I'm just trying to organize in a little bit of context, if you will, as we talk about different partnerships and romantically speaking. Okay, but to give you the gist of it, the two and or more people choose together to be authentic, to talk about things, to be able and share life in the most meaningful ways. And that can only happen when you have a depth of experience with yourself. And so you say, I want to be vulnerable. I want to be afraid. I want to be mad. I want to be surprised. I want to be disgusted. I want to be angry. What else? I'm forgetting. Angry, fear, sadness, disgust, surprise, happiness. The one that's want to be happiness. So we have all those 6 basic human emotions. We want to express them together. We don't need to be in laundry body, because we can be in our ventral vagal nervous system. We can do social engagement because we can use our prefrontal cortex, because emotions, once you are in the pattern and habit, we do the inner growth mindset here. Once you're in the pattern and habit of seeing what comes up and welcoming it, and not doing distraction, but doing a ha 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 ha, laughing, self-soothing. Somebody has you laugh, okay? Their distraction is, let me come and bring you a bunch of flowers. I don't know. There's stuff you do together that is healthy. You see? Not drinking, not the fucking, and not the drugging. No. So to learn to self-regulate in happiness, to learn to self-regulate out of a mood in a healthy way means that we use our sense of humor together, and then those activities that we enjoy, and we do it with organically speaking methodologies. And that's why for the people who are on a healing journey out of personality disorders and their childhood trauma, they need those of us who are inner child adults. And that's because that way they get given the opportunity to notice how to savor life with simplicity, and to disengage from the Pinocchio with the wooden body and Stromboli type thing, and Cusco, or anything that is in that sour, sweet, lusty. There's a bunch of different things I'm thinking about right now, but I'm going to leave that alone, and I'm going to just end with, we'll have another episode at some point about our lovely love life, romance, life partnerships. Your 5D Mystic is out as the sun goes out. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can ask Maria. There's paid subscription-based model content for that one. It's opinionated columnists like Dear Abby, but it's Dear Maria. Then we have one-to-one mentorship, and we also will be having a masterclass. And you can also ask me to discuss any topics you are interested in. And in the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. If you know somebody that will resonate with our content as well, that'll be great. We do have WhatsApp communities, and we also have Telegram communities in case. And I do want to share, I love to grow a community of people who unconditionally love, with your heart open, all of human beings, all 8 billion and plus. And I look forward to being with those who know there is no inherently good or evil person. We have attachment, trauma, educational information. So while I'm a mystic, I'm not a flat earther, meaning that I know the difference between information and what is not. And I know that I'm a woo-woo person, but I'm here for also the spirituality awakened community that is of the 5D collective, and so that they can join a very different conversation, exploration, and consistently reintegrate the parts of the self of them that is and that are looking to be there, which gets completely not taken care of by the Elsa Journey people. And so with that being said, again, I thank you for stopping by, and I wish you a wonderful day.